But I don't really care because Joey and I have a kind of a funny history with one another. He does celebrity. He makes fun of me constantly, and then I get angry at him and say all sorts of vile things on Twitter, and I always forget that people can read Twitter, and then Joey picks it up and says more vile things about me. But when I was told about this, I think it's a wonderful thing. I think it's a wonderful thing for the city. I think it's something important for the city. I know Joey's put a lot of time and effort into it, and it's going to take time, but I really think it's going to work. It's a great, great cultural city, and I think we all need to do more so people know it, to have events, you know, like this. I'm not going to really take up too much of your time. I am going to read a little bit from A Prayer for the City, and I thought it would be appropriate. I can also see why David Lynch started going crazy in this neighborhood. I mean, that makes a lot of sense to me. I thought I would just read briefly, if I can see. No, I can see. To kind of give you the genesis of why I wrote this book, because I think it's short, but I think it says a lot about Philadelphia. This is a city of tremendous texture, of tremendous physical diversity, tremendous social diversity. I've really never seen a city like it that has as many kind of, as I say, different textures, different neighborhoods. Some of the worst poverty I've ever seen, some of the most beautiful neighborhoods I've ever seen, some of the grittiest neighborhoods I've ever seen, you know, and some of the greatest working class neighborhoods I've ever seen. I think it really, really is obviously unique in the country. And I just wanted to tell you what the seeds of this book were. This is A Prayer for the City. The seeds of this book came from many sources, but the first inspiration was a deep feeling of sorrow I did not know how to shake. I was on my way to a newspaper assignment for the Philadelphia Inquirer. I remember neither the precise route that I took nor the particulars of what I was supposed to be covering, but I do remember what I saw that day in the city of Philadelphia. An assemblage of vacant houses and boarded up windows and collapsed porches that seemed to stretch forever, one block bleeding into another without relief. I knew little of urban policy and even less about urban planning. What I understood about the mechanics of cities came from books that I admired: Common Ground by Anthony Lucas, The Power Broker by Robert Caro. The condition of what I saw was unimaginable, but I remember feeling overwhelmed by a sense of loss. But even amid the horror, delicate touches had somehow survived. An inscription over a doorway, molding around a window, a row of porches, a set of front steps. Why had this happened? The question kept returning, as did some other ones. Were these conditions somehow inevitable due to a process of progress and civilization in which older areas die so that new ones can grow? Or were they the result of something willful, a deliberate sacrifice? The delicate touches told me that whatever had been built, that whoever had built these blocks had not intended them for doom. Finally, there was the most nagging and difficult question of all: could anything be done?